Hi folks, how you all doing? Today we are looking at this. This is the Wacom One, the first creative pen display aimed at beginner artists from Wacom. So basically in the past we've had Wacom's offerings being more like the Intuos type tablets, non-display tablets, non-monitor tablets. Wacom here are going in straight away with this monitor tablet for beginners, so you don't have to start off on something that you can't see what you're drawing. You know, you're having to look at your monitor, there's that disconnect. But straight away here you've got a monitor tablet, so you're drawing straight away on the screen. Now this doesn't have a computer in it. You have to connect this to whatever you're using, be that a laptop or your desktop computer. But think of this as a fancy monitor. It's got a pen, actually even comes with some software. One thing that's brilliant about this is it's very inexpensive. Now there are cheaper ones on the market, but the pen technology behind this is absolutely fantastic, very easy to set up, unlike some of the other ones. It doesn't need any fiddling with, and the drawing experience is pretty much unparalleled for the amount of money you're going to spend on this. In fact, some people will hate me for this, but once I'm done with this, this is in fact the drawing tablet I've chosen to use to teach my son digital art with. If you're just starting out on your digital art journey, then this is actually a really good tablet for you. So who is this tablet for? Well, this tablet is for beginners. Wacom have kind of separated their audience into three different tiers. Beginners, then the hobbyists, and kind of semi-pros with tablets like the Cintiq 16 and Cintiq 22. These tablets have great screens, but they're not 4K. Unfortunately, those tablets don't have hotkeys, etc., although you can buy the Wacom remote, which I'll show you in my draw test. And then we have the professional digital artists, freelancers, and creative studios who, you know, can afford to, I won't say unlimited budgets, but certainly can spend a little more. Now this is one of the new tablets which you might decide to get rather than the Intuos, which certain people feel there is a disconnect when you have to draw on a flat tablet and then look at your screen. That's why this is absolutely brilliant and might be for you as somebody just starting out on your journey as a digital artist. Stick with me, I'll do pen tests to show you how good this is to draw on, and I will do a full drawing test which took me a good couple of hours to get finished. I'll speed it up obviously so you don't have to watch all of that, but I might release that as a separate video so you can watch that along as a bit of a tutorial if you want. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that idea and whether you want to watch that as a full video. Looking at the pen for a moment, the good thing here is that, okay, the pen has one button, removable tips, doesn't have an eraser like other tablets from Wacom that use the Wacom Pro Pen 2, which is the best pen for any tablet from any manufacturer in my opinion. Well, not just my opinion, this is, you know, in terms of specs. It has 4,000 levels of pressure, has tilt support. It's really good. You know, the screen itself, which we have to look at in conjunction, is coated rather than laminated, which means yes, you are going to get a slight bit of parallax, but you only see when you're down there. You don't see when you're drawing from above. I'll show you that in my pen test, obviously, when we get across to that. One thing I will say, yes, you have to move across to the more Cintiq Pro range if you want to get an even better drawing experience. Wacom have done something really nice, and this is the first time they've ever done it, is they've allowed you to use pens from other manufacturers like Staedtler. Staedtler released Staedtler Pencil. I use this on my Samsung Galaxy Note, of which I've made about 20 plus videos on. If you're transitioning from traditional art, you're going to feel like you're using pencil on paper rather than, oh, what's this digital art thing? One really nice thing about this is the fact that it's Android compatible. We've started seeing this on other tablets, but it does need an adapter. I don't have the adapter is sold separately. I didn't actually get this from Wacom, But looking at this, I figured out how it works, and I realized I had a USB hub which pretty much does the same thing. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it worked. So looking at the list of compatible devices, I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll do a quick drawing test for you, so you get 2 drawing tests in this video. I really liked it. It works with Samsung phones as well as some other phones. And I was surprised that it didn't just mirror my screen. It started up Samsung decks, so it gave me a whole desktop experience. Realistically, this is the best Android kind of tablet experience I've had. I found that Huion's kind of sucked, and I've had other people say that on my videos. The XP Pen one was good, but it was just mirroring what was on my phone. But you know, you had to start it up in their app and stuff. This kind of just seamlessly gives you a desktop. No other tablet version worked with my Samsung Note, and I never worked out why, but this one does. Check out the compatibility list to be absolutely sure, but I really like the drawing experience with my Android phone here. One other thing I will say is that I don't know how much the Wacom adapter will be. Obviously the Wacom one is going to be smaller than my random USB-C hub, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Check it out. I don't know, you know, I can't guarantee the random USB hub working if you go out and get one of those, but obviously the Wacom hub will work. Welcome to the unboxing. So the box itself looks really nice. They've got the brand really well down for this tablet. You know, matches really nicely with all the other tablets they've brought out. First thing you're going to see is the download instructions. They've even, you know, it just opens up nicely, nothing falling out. I'm going to take out the tablet. We're going to come back and look at that at the end. The pen is well protected. It's different from any other pen that we've seen from Wacom in the past. Really nice, really simple, just that one button there. You know, I'll talk about that during the draw test. Simple instructions showing you everything that you've got, and a more in-depth instruction here. Don't worry, I will walk you through the setup. It's not as complex as it looks here on the instruction manual. I'll talk about everything as we pull it out of the box. There's also a little warranty card. This is the main adapter with a USB plug on it, and inside here you get a couple of adapters that slide onto the main adapter plug. We get a UK and a European adapter that just slot onto here. Obviously if you live in America, Australia or Asia, you get the other plugs as well for that. And here's the cable. Bit of a strange one actually. You get USB-C at one end, which obviously goes into the Wacom One tablet. You also get a USB power block which goes into your main adapter, and then you get USB and HDMI that go into your computer. And that about wraps it up for the unboxing of the Wacom One. So when you first get the Wacom One out of its casing, which can also be used as a cleaning cloth, which that's very classy. Wacom are starting to do that. You look at the back and it's this classy color, which I wasn't expecting. I was just expecting plain black, which Wacom has been doing lately. And it looks really, really nice in this color, I've got to say. It's plastic, but I don't think you're going to be throwing this thing around a lot. One thing I really liked was under this leg here, the replaceable nibs and nib remover. Really, really nice. Like that a lot. Got to say, my draw test lasted well over 2 hours. Looking at the nib here, cannot see any nib wear at all. And that was furious drawing, as well as, in fact, at least another hour or so drawing before that, and then there's the Android drawing test as well. So yeah, very, very happy. That's 4-5 drawing hours in total on this tablet before I even started recording this, and then there's going to be drawing after as well. So yeah, cool. Let's talk briefly about the stand. It has a nice elevation to it. I'm not sure what the angle is on that, but it is quite a nice angle. On a desk, it works really well. The setup for this is really, really simple. Just the HDMI, USB, and that one USB-C cable. It has quite a normal setup for the drivers, pen settings, the calibration on this, pressure settings, so on and so forth. If you've ever used a Wacom tablet before, then you know all about this. You can set up anything else if you have that Wacom remote. It really is really just works well in terms of drivers, settings for the screen, and so on. I have this just as factory settings for this review, which is 75% brightness, which is more than enough. The tablet looks exactly as it should. Now moving on to the pen test. As I say, I have this calibrated just to the factory settings. So I'm using Sketchable, being a Sketchable artisan, which is a brand ambassador for the company. I'm using that application for my pen test, and this works really well. Even though this is their beginner tablet, Wacom have done an absolutely great job. The smoothness of the lines, the tailing at the beginning and the end of the line angles going diagonally is really nice. You can see there the end of the line I'm getting a slight bit of blobbing. I'd say that's more because of the brush that I'm using rather than the pen pressure or anything else. I think I had line smoothing on when I did the actual pen test. I've used it since and it's absolutely fine. When you see the draw test, you'll see that it actually comes out perfectly. This really, I think the pen performed very, very well during the line test. You can see the thinness to thickness ratio. I'm getting some really nice thinness at the beginnings and the ends of the line. I haven't got the smoothest hands in the world, which you think for a professional artist I would do. But on this line test, I've turned off my smoothness, so that's why I've got shaky hands. But here you can see the ruler test. Lovely straight lines, and that's diagonal line as well. So no shaky jitter that you might see on something like the Surface Pro. Sorry, Microsoft, but there you go. You got to sort that out. But they bother more with note taking. They've said it out loud now. Thin lines, thick lines, everything works absolutely great. So even though this is beginner tablet, I'd say this works as well as something like their previous top of the line tablet, which is their 27QHD tablet, which I loved. Looking at parallax, yes, there is a touch of parallax here, but this is because it's a coated screen rather than a bonded laminated screen. But you are down level camera wise rather than looking at it from above. When you look at it from above, virtually no parallax. I wish this was a touch screen. However, all screens should be touchscreen in this day and age as far as I'm concerned. If you want hotkeys, I would recommend the Wacom remote. However, if you don't want to dish out for the Wacom remote, you can get it quite cheap these days. But if you don't want to dish out for the Wacom remote because you're buying a budget tablet, then I can recommend to you, and I've got videos on the subject of hotkey remotes, I will recommend to you watching my video about this Bluetooth wireless micro keyboard. Right, On to the draw test, my friends. As I mentioned previously, I am using Sketchable for the draw test. This is a really affordable application on Windows. You can get it from the Microsoft Windows App Store, you know, that comes on all Windows-based computers. Go and check that out. As I said, I'm an ambassador for that application. They don't pay me at all to promote the app, so there you go. But it's really cheap, and that's why I want to use that. I use that for all my draw tests, basically, for all my pen tests. But, you know, given the fact that this is a beginner tablet, I thought this would be an ideal application to do a draw test in rather than something like Photoshop, which is a bit more expensive. But random drawing, I always do random stuff for draw tests. I sometimes do my commission stuff as well. But so random draw test today of a robot. Why not? You'll see by the end there's a little bit of a point to this, but I'm using the symmetry tool, one of Sketchable's tools. I'm also using their new selection tool as well. The pen is really good. I don't actually mind it just having one button, but what you can do is it automatically is set to right click, which is quite handy given the fact that it doesn't have hotkeys, but you could assign it to be the eraser as well. I didn't do that. I just left it as the right click. If you're using something like Photoshop, then that could be quite handy to assign brushes. But you can see that I am using the Wacom remote in my right hand here. Yes, I'm a lefty. So I've got a lot of other hotkeys. But yeah, it's quite handy just to have that as my right click. You could also set it to undo if you are a newbie to digital art. That would be quite handy as well. Now, there's nothing wrong with just using the on-screen buttons as well to access all of your tools. This is a 13.5 inch display. I believe that's what I said earlier. Check that out in the specs. But this is a really crystal clear 1080 by 1920 inch display, and the coating on it is that Wacom paper feel. It does feel really nice, and that's what Wacom has spent years developing, and it really does feel nice. If you're a traditional artist transitioning over to digital art, then you're really going to appreciate that over other tablets, over the alternatives out there. And that's why this tablet, that's why Wacom in general might be a better alternative for you. Generally speaking, I really love that Wacom paper feel, and that's why I tend to use Wacom more than I do other brands. I review other brands, but that's just because I want to remain unbiased. For myself as a professional, I do use Wacom. In terms of color, this is 72% NTSC. What does that really mean? Now, other more professional tablets are 99% or 98%. You won't notice that difference unless you are professionals. Realistically speaking, I have this right next to my laptop here, even though you can't see that, and even a lot of professionals can't see the difference. I'm an old-fashioned 90s print guy, and yes, I can spot the difference, but realistically, I've got this on 75% brightness. There's very little difference. I tend to use, when I'm working my commission stuff, I use CMYK sliders, and I go by number values rather than what I see on screen. Yeah, it's kind of weird, and I get told I'm crazy for doing that, but hey. This has no VESA mounting holes on the back. Now, what does that mean? For most of you, it won't mean anything. For the more knowledgeable tablet folks out there, it means you can't mount this on an ergotron arm, on a tablet arm. That isn't a problem. I'm going to solve that for you in an upcoming video. So if you do care about that, stay subscribed, and I will show you how to mount this and other tablets like the Cintiq Pro 16 on an ergotron arm. A lot of people ask me, how do you mount smaller tablets with no VESA holes on an ergotron arm? I will show you the secret to that in a new video very, very soon. I have found something that solves this problem. Don't worry. In terms of a niggle, I would like it if the cable was one cable that could be host powered rather than me having to plug it into a wall socket. That way I feel the tablet could be more mobile. A lot of laptops now can host power a screen, let's say. So if this could be host powered by a laptop, it means people could take it out on the go. Now, I haven't said anything about the art that I'm creating here. I hope you like it. If you do, let me know and I will release it as a full tutorial. I really do like it myself. Comment below if you like it as well. Took me about 2 hours, and yeah, I'm really happy with it here. The remote came in very handy, and I've had a really good experience with this tablet. All in all, yeah, everything about it has just been really smooth, and the screen, the pen, everything. The pen feels really comfortable actually. Haven't noticed parallax. The colors have been great. It's just been really comfortable, and it hasn't slipped around on my desk at all, as you can see. So the legs, the grips underneath, all of it has worked really well, and it hasn't been glossy. Remember, it's under a lot of light for the cameras and everything, so reflectively it's just worked really well. You can see now I'm painting on his head like some spray paint, saying I am the one. Hope you like this picture. I'll make sure to put it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So in conclusion, what do I think about the Wacom One tablet? I was really surprised by this, how well it handled, how naturally I just came into using it. Some tablets, you know, it takes me a couple of hours to get to grips with them, the different feel I have of them, you know. Just setting them up can be a little daunting, awkward. Maybe I was just in the zone this particular day, but yeah. It's set up really easily. I got to grips with it straight away. The first drawing I did with this was kind of like butter. You know, it just all fitted together. I was happy, it worked. I loved it straight away. I would, like I say, for me, really nice, really easy. Pen just worked. I plugged it into my computer. The one little niggle I had was that the power button there was kind of hard to find when I wasn't looking. When it was round the thing, I had to kind of fumble for it. And if that's my own niggle, then wow. But for me personally, what's going to happen with this tablet now is I have a son who's almost 5. I'm going to give him this, and this is going to be his tablet. For learning digital art on. The moment he's over with one of my 27-inch tablets, and when he does that on it, when he goes, Daddy is a bit like, So this is his new tablet, and yeah, beginner artist. I think he'll absolutely love this, and yeah, I think it's absolutely perfect for him. I'm very happy. It's solid, it's stable, and if I feel comfortable giving that to a 5-year-old to start his digital art journey, I know I'll get some hate for saying that's what I'm going to do with it, but if I'm very happy giving that to a young boy to start his digital art journey, I hope you'll be happy using it for your digital art journey as well. It's a really good, steady tablet. I think for anyone just starting out, it's a really nice way to get into digital art, especially since in another year or 2 or 3, you might transition up to, say, the Cintiq Pro line, you know, a Cintiq Pro 22, you know, Cintiq Pro 24, sorry, and go from there, you know, get your freelance on. For me, the amount of money this costs being just a little higher than tablets from other manufacturers, I think is worth it, because you're not going to have all those slight niggles, you know, with drivers and things, and it's an easy setup. I think it feels really sturdy. I think if you want something you can throw in your bag and travel around with, this is it, you know, especially since it works with Android, so you can sit on the sofa and plug it in and work with it on your phone and it still have that desktop feel. I like it. That's nice. And that's one of the things I want to let my son use it for, since he's almost 5 and he has a phone, like most kids his age. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with that. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Not about my son having a tablet. Bad dad, I know. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. That, I think, is the most important thing. Tell your friends. Watch another video. That's always good. Really helps me out. But yes, have a wonderful day. If you buy one of these, tweet out, let Wacom know that I've been useful in helping you make a buying decision. Same with anything. And have a wonderful day. Yeah, I'll speak to you guys later. Ciao for now. Keep on creating.